Hello everyone, it's me Sanjay Vasu back again for another video. This time doing it on Cambridge Lower Secondary Checkpoint for Mathematics Paper 2 October 2022. Let's start. Question 1. A. Complete the table of values for y equals 3x plus 1. So x equals 0, y equals 1, of course. X equals 1, we substitute that, y equals 4. X equals 2, just substitute that, y equals 7. Where are we substituting? Of course, into this equation given here. B. Draw the graph of this equation on the grid. So at x equals 0, y equals 1. X equals 1, y is equal to 4. So it's this point. X equals 2, y equals 7, x equals 3, y equals 10. So after plotting all 4 points, we can draw a line through them, which is the graph, and then extend it. That's the answer. Question 2. Work out the missing number in the calculation. 6.3 times dash equals 60.9 times 3. So let's just say this number is a. So a will be equal to, when you bring this to the other side, 60.9 times 3 divided by 6.3. And that would be equal to 29 if we did the calculation correctly. That's the answer. Question 3. There are 9 girls and 11 boys in the group. Complete the sentences about the group. The ratio of girls to boys is 9:11. The fraction who are girls is 9 over the total, right? Which is basically 9 by 9 plus 11, 9 by 20. Since there are 9 girls, 20 total. The percentage who are boys is dash. So boys are 11 over 20, right? Since girls are 9 over 20, the remaining is boys. 1 minus 9 over 20 is 11 over 20. And in percentage, we multiply by 100%, which is 55%. That's the answer. Question 4. A, round 10.675 to 1 decimal place. So 1 decimal place is 6, the second is 7, and that 7 is greater than or equal to 5, right? And therefore, we add 1 to the first decimal place, 10.7. B, round 3.46485 correct to 2 decimal places. So the third decimal place is 4, which is right after the second, and this 4 is less than 5. Therefore, the answer will be 3.46. We don't change it. 5, write a negative number in each box to make the calculation correct. Dash minus dash equals minus 5. There can actually be any negative number. We have to make sure that, let's say we have minus 10 minus minus 5. So, minus 10 minus minus 5, that's the same thing as minus 10 plus 5, which is minus 5. So these two have to be 5 away from each other, and this has to be less than this. Only then we will get the answer minus 5. For example, minus 15 minus 10 will work. And then otherwise minus 7 minus 2 also works. There's many different answers. Question 6. 211 people go on a trip by bus. Each one can take 16 people. Find the smallest number of buses needed. So that'll simply be 2 on 1 by 16. And if we do that correctly, it is 13 with remainder 3. So there's 13 buses plus this remainder 3, which will need 1 bus for themselves, because we cannot make a bus in half, right? So that's just 14 buses. That's the answer. Question 7. Write down the mass shown by the arrow on the diagram. So 100 to 200, if you count these, there will be 20 small divisions in between. So one small division is 100 by 20, which is 5 grams. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we have 11, 12, 13 small divisions from 100 to this value. That'll be 100 plus 5 times 13, which is equal to 165 if you did it correctly. That's the answer. Question 8. Carlos writes down a 4-digit number. The number is a multiple of 3 and 5. 2 of which digits are square numbers, 2 are prime. Complete this number. So it's a multiple of 3 and 5. That means the last digit has to be either 5 or 0, right? Because only then it's a multiple of 5. But if it's 0, it'll disobey this condition. 2 of which digits are prime numbers. Since this is not prime and these two are already square numbers, so the other two have to be prime. Therefore, this number is 5. Now, as for this, we have 4, 9, and 5 ready. And if we add up all of these, it's 18. So the sum of the digits right now is 18. We need one more digit right here, which has to be prime, and it should also keep it as a multiple of 3. Only then the number whole number will be a multiple of 3. And by whole here, I don't mean a number greater than 0. I mean the full number, alright? So the only number which fulfills this condition is 3. Now if we add it up, we get 21. Since this is divisible by 3, we divide, we get 7, right? Therefore, it's divisible by 3. Now it's divisible by 5 since it ends with a 5. These two are square numbers, these two are prime numbers. That's the answer. Question 9. ABC is a straight line. Triangle ABD is isosceles. Find angle X. So AB is equal to AD, which means this angle is equal to this angle. So this angle is 25 degrees. X is equal to 180 minus 115 minus 25. Since angles on a straight line add up to 180 degrees. Now that would be equal to 40 degrees. That's the answer. Question 10. The table shows the resting pulse rate of 8 people and how many kilometers they run per week. That's given here. A draws a graph to show this information. So kilometers per week is in the x-axis, the pulse rate is in the y-axis. 32, 60. We can plot that. We have 32 and then 60, which is over here. 25, 67. We can do that. 12 and 73. It's over here. 10 and 69. Right there. 50 and 48. That's all the way down here. 42 and 52. That's up here. 16 and 64. Over here. Lastly, 30 and 56, which is over here. So this is a scatter graph. B, write down the type of correlation between kilometers run per week and resting pulse rate. Since we can see the slope of these lines, if we draw it a line of best fit, it'll be something like this. The slope is negative since it's going from top left to bottom right. That means it is a negative correlation. And these points are still quite far away from each other relatively. Therefore, it is a weak negative correlation. C. Mike runs 14 kilometers per week. Drawing around the most likely resting pulse rate for Mike. 46, 57, 68, and 75. If he runs 14 kilometers a week, his pulse rate should be around here, this area. And which number is in that area? 68, right? 75 is above everything. The other two are below everything. Therefore, the answer is 68. Question 11. Yuri and Chen live in the same house. They both go for a walk along the same path and return back home again. The travel graph shows some information about their walks. A. Write down the time when Chen passes Yuri. So the time when Chen passes Yuri is simply the intersection point between the two lines. And that will be over here, which if we look closely, that's 3/4 of the way from 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock. And that's simply 12:45. That's the answer. Part B. Chen does not walk as far as Yuri. He stops for 30 minutes when he is 10 kilometers from home. He then walks back home at a constant speed, arriving home 45 minutes before Yuri. Complete the travel graph for Chen. So he stops for 30 minutes, which means it's a horizontal line for 30 minutes, which is that much. And then he walks back home at a constant speed, and he arrives 45 minutes before Yuri, which means 45 minutes before 5 o'clock, 4:15. That's the end point. Since it's a constant speed, it's a straight line. So you can just draw a straight line over there. That's the answer. Question 12. Write 5, 7 by 16 as a decimal. So 5, 7 by 16 can be written as 87 by 16 in improper fractions. And using a calculator, 87 divided by 16. 5.4375. That's the answer. Now let's go to question 13. The coordinates of point X are -2, 5, and the coordinates of point Y are 4, -5. Find the midpoint of the line XY. So that'll be equal to x1 plus x2 over 2. That's the x coordinate of the midpoint, comma y1 plus y2 over 2. And we can just write that. minus 2 plus 4, which is 2 over 2, comma, minus 5 plus 5, 0 over 2. 1 comma 0 is the answer. Question 14. Here's part of a recipe. A, write the ratio amount of flour is to amount of water in its simplest form. So that would be 2 is to 3 by 4, right? Since we have the recipe part here. Now, writing in simplest form, we have to multiply both sides by 4 to make both of them integers. That's simply 8 is to 3. We can't simplify it further, so that's the answer. B, Naomi makes the recipe using 5 cups of flour. Find how much water she uses. So the amount of flour is 8 parts, and 8 parts is 5 cups. Now, 1 part is equal to 5 by 8 of a cup. And 3 parts, which is the number or amount of water, that will be 5 by 8 times 3, 15 by 8 cups. You can write this as a mixed fraction, 1 7 by 8, both are okay. That's the answer. Question 15. In 1975, the population of lions in Africa was 250,000. In 2015, it is 30,000. Calculate the percentage decrease in the African lion population between 1975 and 2015. So the percentage decrease will be 250,000, the original value, minus 30,000, the new value, divided by the original, which is 250,000, and times 100% to make it a percentage. You can cancel 2 zeros, and let's get our calculator. 250,000 minus 30,000 divided by 2,500. 88 is our answer. 88% decrease. That's the answer. Question 16. Here's a mapping. X goes to x minus 2 the whole squared, where the value in each box should make the mappings correct. The first one's been done for you. The x goes to x minus 2 whole squared, that's given. 4 goes to 4 because 4 minus 2 the whole squared, that's equal to 2 squared, which is 4 anyway. Now for 6, that goes to 6 minus 2 the whole squared. That's just 4 squared, which is 16. You can write that there. Now, what number goes to 64? So, this x minus 2 the whole square is 64, and this value is x. So basically, we can write this as an equation. X minus 2 the whole square is equal to 64, and we are finding x. So x minus 2 is equal to the square root of 64. That's 8. So x is equal to 8 plus 2, which is 10. That's the answer. Question 17. The edges of a cuboid are 2, 3, and 6 centimeters. Here is part of a drawing of the cuboid on isometric paper. Complete the drawing of the cuboid. So you can see that this is 6 centimeters, 3 centimeters, 2 centimeters. And therefore, using the fact that 1 centimeter is 1 unit there. And therefore, we can draw 3 centimeters down here to complete this face, along with 6 centimeters here. Now we can complete another face by drawing this down here and this over here. And now for the third face, we have this 6 and 2 centimeters. That's the answer. Question 18. A pattern is made by tessellating shape A on the grid. Draw shape A 3 more times to continue the tessellation. So we can see that the pattern is somewhat in an arrowhead formation. So just draw the exact same shape A, just rotate it 180 degrees and place it here. And if we do that correctly, it'll come over here. Just like this. So that's 1. We can do it over here as well. That's 2. And we can do it one more time, like this, which makes it similar to the original shape itself. That's 3. And we just need to draw it 3 more times, so this will be our answer. There's a few other answers also. You could draw a similar pattern below, or you could draw another one here instead of here. And yeah, there's many different answers, but there's just one of them. That's the answer. Question 19. 5 students take part in a swimming race. The probabilities of some students winning the race are given in the table. Angelique is 3 times as likely as Jamila to win the race. Use the information to complete the table. So if Jamila's probability is x, then Angelique is 3 times x or 3x. Now adding all these probabilities, we must equal 1. So 0.15 plus 0.25 plus 0.2 plus 3x plus x equals 1. That means 4x is equal to 1 minus all this over here, which is 0.4. And x is equal to 0.4 by 4, 0.1. So this x, we can write that as 0.1. 3x, that'll simply be 0.1 times 3, 0.3. That's the answer. Question 20. Here's a right angled triangle. Calculate the length of the hypotenuse. Now, we know the formula, Pythagoras theorem. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. Now, we can substitute a and b as 8.7 and 12.5. And now that'll be c squared. So c is equal to the square root of 8.7 squared plus 12.5 squared. And that will be, using a calculator, 8.7 squared plus 12.5 squared. And then we do a square root to get 15.23 centimeters. Just take into 2 decimal places. You can write to 1 decimal and also make it as 15.2. It's also fine. As long as you get this answer in your calculator, it's correct. Now we can go to question 21. Question 21. This chart shows information about the heights of 80 plants. The mean height is 41.9 centimeters. Take the correct statement. The median height and the mean height are the same. Well, the median height and the mean height could be the same, but then we cannot find out exactly. Why? It's because these are given in terms of class. 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60, 60 to 70, 70 to 80. So we don't know exactly what height they are. Right? We only know the range of heights for each frequency. So we cannot say these are the same. The median height is more than the mean height. Well, now we can actually take a step to calculate the median class. So the 40th plant will be the median class, right? The median height. And that 40th one, since there's 25 here for 20 to 30, and then 20 here for 30 to 40, that's 45. So from 25 to 45, these plants will be in this range. And 40 is also inside this. So 30 to 40 is the median height. And that is less than the mean height, right? Because mean is 41.9. The median is between 30 and 40, which is obviously less than 41.9 no matter what value it is. So the median height is actually less. That's the answer. Question 22. Here's a cylinder. A, the diameter of the top of a cylinder is 12 centimeters. Calculate the area of the top of the cylinder. So the radius, which we actually need to find the area, is going to be 12 by 2, 6 centimeters, right? Now, the area will be 6 squared times pi. That's because pi r squared is the formula for the area of a circle. That's the top of the cylinder. And that will be 36 pi, which, using a calculator, is 36 times pi, 113 centimeters squared. 3 significant figures. Now, to part B, the volume of the cylinder is 1,700 centimeters cubed. Calculate the height of the cylinder. Now let's go back to our calculator to do this. The volume is 1,700, which is equal to the height times the area, 113. So if you want the exact area, we could just do 36 times pi again. That's the actual area. So height is equal to 1700 by 113.097 goes on. I write that there as well. Now 1700 divided by 36 pi. that'll be equal to 15.0 centimeters to 3 significant figures. That's the answer. Question 23. Steve takes 4 suitcases on holiday. Suitcase A has mass x kgs. Suitcase B has a mass that's 6 kg less than suitcase A. Suitcase C has a mass that's twice the mass of suitcase B. The total mass of all 4 suitcases is 6x minus 20 kilograms. Find an expression in terms of x for the mass of suitcase D. Give the answer in simplest form. Now for suitcase B, it's 6 less than suitcase A in kilograms, x minus 6. Suitcase C is 2 times suitcase B, 2 times x minus 6. Now we add x plus x minus 6 plus 2 times x minus 6 plus D is equal to 6x minus 20. Now D is going to be equal to 6x minus 20 minus x again plus 6 minus 2 times x minus 6. That will be 4x minus 14 minus 2x plus 12. This whole thing here is 4x minus 14. And this over here is minus 2x plus 12. So we've done that. And 2x minus 2 is the correct answer in kilograms. Now you can go to question 24. Flour is sold in 25 kilogram sacks. A loaf of bread is made using 400 grams of flour. A baker makes 64 loaves of bread a day. The baker wants to order enough flour to last him 20 days. Calculate the minimum number of sacks he should order. So 400 grams is 0.4 kilograms. And for 64 loaves of bread a day, so that's 1 day, will be 0.4 times 64. Which is basically, using a calculator, 0.4 times 64 is 25.6 kilograms. Now that's for 1 day. So if he wants 20 days, that will be 25.6 times 20. We can do that like this, 512 kilograms. Now the number of sacks you should order is going to be 512 by 25. That will be equal to 20.48. But then we cannot have a decimal number of sacks. So we round it up to the nearest integer. That's 21 sacks. That's the answer. Question 25. Here are 4 properties of a square. 4 equal sides is property A. Property B is diagonals intersect right angles. Property C is 4 lines of symmetry. And 2 pairs of parallel sides is property D. Another type of quadrilateral always has property B, but has none of the other 3 properties. Write down the name of this quadrilateral. So it's actually kite. And if you think about it, it makes more sense. Since, let's say there's a kite. These 2 sides are equal, but these 2 are equal and they're not the same as these 2. So property A is not there. Property B, diagonals intersect at right angles, that is true. Now property C, 4 lines of symmetry, that's wrong. It's only 1 line of symmetry at the horizontal diagonal. And property D, 2 pairs of parallel sides, no. None of them are parallel, they're just equal. These 2 are equal, these 2 are equal. Kite is the answer. Question 26. A teacher gives this question to a class. Work out 0.3 squared. Pierre says that the answer is 0.9. Explain why Pierre is wrong without working out the exact answer. Well, we can say that 0.3 is less than 1. So squaring it is basically multiplying it by itself. 0.3 times 0.3. So we multiply a number by something which is less than 1. We will get a smaller answer than what it was before. But 0.9 is larger. This is how I have to go about this since we're not allowed to work out the exact answer. So 0.3 squared is equal to 0.3 times 0.3. And that'll be less than 0.3 times 1, right? Since 0.3 is less than 1. Therefore, 0.3 squared is less than 0.3. That's confirmed. But then, 0.9 is greater than 0.3. So, it cannot be the answer. Right? Since 0.9 is greater than 0.3, But then the 0.3 squared answer has to be less than 0.3. So this is not the answer, that's confirmed. And this is the end of the paper. Please like this video, subscribe to our channel, share this video with your friends and family, and comment on how you think this video was. That, it's me, Sanjay Vasu, signing out. Thank you. Bye.